Everybody, as y'all certainly know and seen in the past reports and everything, about what, 3 hours ago or 20 hours ago, that Charlie Kirk was killed and everything. This, I think it was just Wednesday or this Thursday or something like that. Yeah, he was killed over nothing really. The left don't like people speaking out against them, don't like calling out their problems, don't like calling out the injustice they do. And the one who killed him was a transgender supporter and fan, whatever you call it. But the one thing that really pisses me off the most of anything is the people celebrating him is killed. That's the one thing I don't get. Charlie Kirk was not a violent guy, was not racist and none of that shit. He did not use not one bad word at all. And everything. And then these people killed him for what? Just for shits and giggles? I don't see the point in that. But now they understand that you fucked around, you killed somebody who didn't cause nothing right there. He was killed by the LGBT community, okay? That's bottom line. That's all I'm gonna say right there. And everything. Because he wouldn't kiss her ass. That's just how I gotta see it. But here's the video right here. This guy who was cheering and everything, he's in with a suspect thing, but I think it's more than that. Let's get into it, shall we?
Interesting cast of characters in this Charlie Kirk story, and oddly enough, the suspect Tyler Robinson might be the least interesting of them all. I mean, just look at the old man, George Zinn, the first suspect that they took into custody and then released. The old man that was in the crowd that they arrested. They had him in handcuffs. They were dragging him out of the crowd. He was saying all types of crazy stuff. His pants were falling to the ground. People in the crowd reported that he admitted to doing it in the moments after Charlie was hit. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what people in the crowd said. Now, we know he didn't do it after all, right? We know that now. But isn't it odd how all of that went down? And if you think that's crazy, just take a look at his strange background. In fact, take a look at this clip really quickly, and then I'll be right back.
All you conspiracy theorists out there, I don't want you going crazy, but what are the odds that George Zinn, the patsy that was arrested at the Charlie Kirk assassination, also saw 9/11, he saw the planes fly into the buildings and called that in and reported it, and then he also called in a fake terrorist attack at the Boston Marathon bombing, and just so happened to get arrested at Charlie Kirk's event. So Tess Keyser, she responded to this tweet. She says, Grok is a guy really involved in all three events like this post claims. And Grok fact checks and goes, based on a review of multiple sources, George Zinn was a witness to the 9/11 attacks, and he described seeing planes hit the towers. He was also arrested in 2013 for emailing a bomb threat joke to the Salt Lake City Marathon shortly after the Boston bombing. He pled guilty to a terrorism charge and somehow magically only received probation. He was also detained and questioned as a person of interest at the Charlie Kirk assassination on September 10th, 2025, but released without charges relating to the shooting. Then Grok went on and made sure that it told you there is no credible evidence that supports claims of his involvement in 9/11's false flag, facilitating Kirk's death, or Mossad ties. The main suspect in Kirk's killing is now Tyler Robinson, and he is in custody. So I asked Grok to break this one down for us, and it says so, and it wouldn't give me an answer first. It said it's impossible to calculate. Well, I said use statistical probability and give me a ballpark stat on the probability of him being at all three major events. And it goes through here and it breaks it down. When we get down here to the very bottom where it combines the probability right here, combined probability, and it says it is equal to 0.705% or 5 times 10 to the power of 8. That translates to approximately 1 in 2 billion. Does all of that seem normal to you?
So yeah, folks, George Zinn has lived one hell of a life. involved in some radical behavior of his own, and somehow, some way, he seems to be in the right spot for historical moments, especially historical moments in September. But we're not even really here to talk about George Zinn. We're actually here to talk about David. Now, some of you may be wondering, who in the hell is David? Well, David is the guy that we saw cheering in the crowd.
Yeah, the guy
after Charlie got shot, literally like seconds, milliseconds after he got shot. David's the guy that was standing up, cheering. Now, since that video was released, David has come forward with excuses, saying that he was chanting USA, 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 claiming that he was trying to cause some sort of distraction, right? To take the suspect's focus off of Charlie Kirk and his security team. Now,
what that guy said was fucking bullshit, okay? How the hell are you going to get his attention, okay? He is 200 fucking yards away from you on a high elevation slope, on prawn, laying on his stomach. No, motherfucker, you are a lying piece of shit. You was in on having that sweet man killed. Charlie Kirk had no violent bone in his body. He'll argue with you from the time you turn blue to the time that and still eat dinner with you. No, you did this. The transgender and the left did this to cause a race war, a Genesis war, or get Donald Trump so pissed off that he does something stupid or wrong that he can use that against him in an election run again. Y'all Democrats hired that son of a bitch. They killed Charlie Kirk because Charlie Kirk was a good friend of Donald Trump and everything. But look what y'all done. Y'all woke the sleeping bear up. Congratulations. Y'all won a fucking war. You won a drama. You got it. It's not the drama that y'all thought y'all going to have, but the drama y'all wanted. It's the drama that y'all need to get. For a prime example, everybody that was at that rally knew Charlie Kirk personally in some way or form and everything. And then when all these transgenders on, yeah, fuck all that. Look what happened to y'all. Security guards lost their job because they're not doing their job. They're cheering. What's in the video? They're cheering. They're doing hand signs. I'll bet you my bottom dollar they was hired by the left-wing pieces of shit y'all call Democrats. And all these transgenders that's out there dancing around, laughing, celebrating that he dead. Y'all do know when y'all go to hell, when y'all die, y'all will go straight to hell. Because celebrating an innocent man's death, especially when a person is a Christian, that had not did nothing wrong, had a clean life. He was only 30 fucking 1 years old. I'm older than him. I met him once before, from a distance. He's a pretty good guy. I've been to his channel. He responds back to your messages he's sending you. Because he believes in loving their neighbor. Loving their neighbor. Treating those the way you should be treating yourself. But you got some stupid asses out there that like to do that. Like the Chiefs of James and Jamie Crockett. Talking about, well, the white man deserved that. No. Stop using race for every little fucking thing. And everything. And it's ridiculous how this is going on. Just like 3 or 4 days ago, the Charleston stabbing. The guy who did that, killed that poor girl, was in and out of prison since 2011. But this is how it is when you got Democrats running places of power. But since Utah governor now doing something right, he's blocking all transgenders from having any kind of guns or any kind of rights, to be honest. That's what they need to do. If people want to celebrate an innocent man who got shot and killed in front of his kids on live TV, they don't need it. Let's get back to this video, shall we?
I heard that excuse, I thought it was absolutely ridiculous. You can see
Bullshit.
in the moment that he looks happy that he's cheering. But new footage has been released, and there are people chanting USA, and it looks like he may be chanting USA as well. But that doesn't mean that he's trying to cause a distraction. He could be chanting USA because he's happy that someone just took out Charlie Kirk. So I don't necessarily believe what he's saying. I don't believe what he's saying. But there is a clip out there. And there's also a video of him addressing the situation. I want to go ahead and show you both of those really quickly. Then I'll be right back.
Sickening. Okay, first off, why the fuck will you say USA when a man who is a red, white, and blue Republican who values the United States of America for that shit? And now he's up here, boo hoo hoo, why are they talking bad at me? Motherfucker, you was up there cheering for a man who just got shot and killed. Y'all better wake up, people who vote for the damn Democrats. You see what happens when they don't want you to use your voice. They try to silence you. And there's a female I know on my job, not my job, on Facebook. I could call you out. I should call you out. Because of the racial remarks you made about Charlie Kirk saying he was racist, he's a hate monger. No, he's not. You go to his fucking channel and everything, and you see there's nothing racist about what he said. He was just explaining what's going on, getting you to wake up about the Democrat Party, because for 250 something years, both blacks and whites were brainwashed by the Democrat Party. I know there's some people going to not like that. I know some people in my friend group on Facebook is not going to like what I'm saying. But bitches and motherfucking bastards, wake the fuck up. If you don't wake up, you're going to be silenced forever. And that's why they did that. They want Charlie Kirk dead. And people like Charleston White, they're sorry racist piece of motherfucker. Shouldn't have nothing rude to say anyway. So we'll get back to the video, shall we?
An energy of confrontation more than dialogue. The first debater tried to persuade Charlie to adopt Mormonism, but the exchange drifted into a disjointed back and forth of opinions. The audience eventually booed him off the platform. Another speaker raised the idea of restricting gun rights for transgender individuals. Citing Donald Trump as an influence, he began to reference statistics and posed a question. Charlie's response turned to the subject of gang violence as a part of the mass shooting statistics. At that point, I did not see what happened directly. My head was lowered while I listened. When I heard a sharp crack, at first I thought it might have been fireworks or a disruptive prank, so I looked up to the horizon for smoke. When none appeared, I realized it must have been a firearm.
No, you knew it was. You looked right at the damn shooter.
Horror, saying Charlie had been struck. His voice and description told me how serious it was. Based on his reaction, I believed Charlie had been gravely injured. I instinctively checked the security team's movement, though I have no affiliation with them. Realizing the situation was dangerous, I stood and shouted USA, not as a provocation, but to project strength, encourage others, and create a distraction that might help calm panic or even save lives. At that moment, no one knew whether this was a lone shooter or something coordinated. My friend was devastated. He admitted he admired Charlie deeply. I only knew Charlie through minimal content, but would never wish to celebrate harm to anyone. Because of my background as a soldier, I was able to stay calm under stress, focus on protecting and comforting my friend.
He was not protecting or covering nobody. He was cheering.
Once traffic eased, we left.
Look, I'm not even trying to be super skeptical here. I'm not trying to pick apart his every word. But was that statement not awkward as hell? Like he's trying to say that he's kind of like me.
No, he was not trying to say nothing. Okay? If you was a soldier, the first thing you would do is make sure everybody got out of there. And secondly, you try to find where the shooter come from. Not standing there chanting, USA, USA. You really think we're fucking stupid? You think we're dumb? You think we're like the little piece of shit Democrats you voted for? No. Let's just go back, shall we, to the part where he's doing the video. Right about here, shall we? Look, watch right here, watch. See how everybody's... See what he's doing there? He's not trying to get... He's not doing none of that shit. He was cheering because he got killed. Hold on, let's get back to the part right here. Just show you see what I'm saying. And everything. Let's get back to the part where he shows right here. There you go, look, he's smiling. He's not taking cover, none of that shit. He did not try to take cover, he's not trying to do anything, he's smiling. Looking at the camera and smiling and showing USA. Wake up, folks.